We've a wonderful podcast, journeying into the minds of strange people doing strange things. I'm James. Come in, take a knee, take a seat. Hello. We don't have time to fuck around, okay? Because this just dropped today and I need you to know about it. Wait, this dropped 3 days ago. It's old new news. The blind mystic Baba Vanga is predicting the end times starting in 2025, and she foresees that humanity won't be wiped out until 5079. So something to look forward to, I guess. Often called the Nostradamus of the Balkans, she is believed to have predicted events like 9/11 and the war in Ukraine, according to The Sun. Okay, we're gonna check the sources on that one after we get done reading this. And there's no official record of her predictions or their accuracy. Okay, the Nostradamus of the Balkans, but no official record of her predictions or their accuracy. Sick. However, the latest of Vanga's eerie predictions that have come to light is her claim that the end of the world will start in 2025. Humanity won't be wiped out until 5079, but the beginning of the apocalypse is said to begin in 2025? Though Baba Vanga passed away in 1996, her followers still anticipate the fulfillment of some of her predictions made before her death. Don't release an article for me and be like, James, pressing news. Baba Vanga has just made a new drop. I know, it's crazy. She did die in 1996, so I guess this information has been around for a very long time, but it's starting 2025. The world is going to begin a 3,000-year decline. Okay, pretty broad predictions. Some reports suggest that Vanga warned the world would end in 2023 due to nuclear bioweapons and a solar storm. You can't have two. You know, you can't have more than one. You predicted the end of the world. Yeah, I predicted about 7 of them. You predicted 7 ends of the world. Yeah, so really quick, one's either going to happen in 2023, nuclear bioweapon solar storm, probably, or the other one could be, a little bit of a gap here, 3,000 years later in 5079. So Baba Vanga needs to work for like a fucking, when you get an electrician to come to your house and they're like, sick, we're going to be there either Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday between 8 and 10 p.m. Sick, see you sometime then. Enjoy. In 2025, a conflict in Europe will devastate the continent's population. By 2028, humans will begin to explore Venus as an energy source. Okay. By 2028, so, okay, in 4 years from now, we're going to be looking at Venus as an energy source. I'd argue that we should probably maybe start with sunlight first. Wind, solar. Let's start there before we do a space expedition to Venus for an energy source. Unless the energy source is really sick, I have no idea. Vanga, I'm so sorry. We continue. The year 2033 will see the polar ice caps melt, causing sea levels to rise drastically worldwide. In 2076, communism will spread to countries across the globe. Okay. Ice cap's going to melt in 2033. All right, yeah. By 2130, humans will make contact with aliens. A drought will devastate much of the world in 2070. Okay, I feel like if we've teamed up with aliens 40 years prior, let's hope that the aliens have some tech to help us with that fucking devastating drought that's coming in 2170. In the year 3005, Earth will go to war with a civilization on Mars. By 3797, humans will have to vacate Earth because it will have become uninhabitable. Finally, in 5079, the world will end. Still, 1,300 years later. Okay. And at that point, will we give a shit? It sounds like we've been off planet for 1,300 years. I don't think, was Earth who? Earth what? I don't even remember her. I live on Pluto now. Vanga isn't the only one who claimed to know when the world would end. Many believe that the Mayan tribe predicted the world would end in 2012 because their calendar stopped on December 21st, 2012. The Bulletin of the Atomic Scientists also provides a yearly estimation of their doomsday clock. This year, the doomsday clock was set to 90 seconds to midnight for the second year in a row. indicating the world's unprecedented danger. I don't know what that means at all. Last year, the clock was also set to 90 seconds to midnight, marking the closest it has ever been to midnight in the history of the clock. 90 seconds to midnight. What the fuck does that mean? Midnight. Shout out Maiden fans. So, Baba Vanga's predictions. Okay, now we want to check our sources for the 2024 ones. She predicted that Vladimir Putin would be assassinated by someone in his own country. I don't want to like discredit what she said because, you know, people are saying that she's made some accurate predictions, but also by the sounds of it, if you just scattershot approach your predictions and just, if I drop 12 world ending predictions, is it really that shocking if like, oh, you know, in 2024, this guy on an audio version of a podcast, he was turning the podcast game around at the time and making it less about video because it's an audio medium, you know, and it doesn't make any... Never mind. Can't get buried in the weeds. However, he said that the world would end in 2084. He said that. And it did, obviously. He also said that it would end in 2071. 2222, because he thought those numbers together just all looked weird. 4 2s. That can't be good. That can't be good, yeah, you know? Suspicious. Very suspicious. And look, I'm going to be honest with you. A lot of these episodes, I do try and theme or tie the stories together. And this week, we're just not doing that at all. We're going back to basics. Back to basics, nuts and bolts. Is that the saying? Let me know, oneweirdpodcast@gmail.com. But in the meantime, what do you know about Margarita funneling butt chugs? I'll pause, obviously, for you to answer. Yeah, I didn't know much about it either. And then, of course, if you've got a different one. Really? Because I don't know much about it. Perfect. Covered all the bases. A couple were arrested. Jose Cuervo is not a friend of a Georgia couple who engaged in some gross margarita shenanigans because they've both been busted. First of all, let's not kink shame, okay? Let's be objective about this, okay? Let's put on our investigative journalism hats for a second here. And sure, they filmed it as well. So, well, no, they fully filmed it. Okay, so turns out this is just what happened. I was going to say, let's not jump to conclusions. We don't need to jump to conclusions. There's full blown video. The man who tried funneling a drink down the woman's ass, which is an interesting way to describe it, because it would be up or down. Does a straw have one hole or two? oneweirdpodcast@gmail.com. And these are the mind conundrums of our time. Anyway, the man who tried funneling a drink down the woman's ass, I'm going with their language for it, has been ID'd as Joe Boyette. He, along with Mary Sweat, SWEAT, Sweat? He, along with Mary Sweat, were arrested for misdemeanor public indecency after video of their hijinks went viral. They have like snapshots of it, and it's a person at a restaurant bent over in a booth. They got a nice booth seating, you know, and he's pouring a margarita on their ass, like this, you know what I mean? And he's drinking it either off or out of. Can't be sure, it's been blurred. And also, what was this shot on a fucking Nokia 3110? Jesus Christ, this is blurry. We're not to know, but tell you what we do know. Someone's sipping margies out of a butthole, okay? Sorry for being crass. As if their clowning wasn't bad enough, Mary triggered the arrest after she went to the cops and complained someone leaked the video. Mary. And, hello, okay, Mary, come on. Yes, police. Hello. Yeah. That bank that got robbed? That was me. Someone filmed me. Didn't like it. Didn't have my permission. Quite frankly, I'd like them to be arrested, please. Okay, so she went to the police station after the video leaked, was spreading like wildfire on social media. So she decided to go to the police and say, yes, there's a video of me committing a crime, and I would like you to arrest them for posting it. Up to that point, police were in the dark, but once they saw the video, the couple were arrested. Police are like, oh, sorry, hold on, I'm sorry. Mary, run that by me again. You were where? Okay, you're at Rodeo Mexican restaurant, for sure, in, okay, Waycross, Georgia. Okay, then what happened? Okay, and then Joe here, he poured a margarita, he funneled a margarita up your ass and then drank it. Okay. Yes, and here is the video. I've just opened that up on Facebook. That just popped up on my timeline, actually, which is concerning. More of a TikTok guy, so I don't even know why I pulled up Facebook on that one. But you two are going to be arrested now. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for turning yourselves in. And I'll tell you what, I've seen a lot of shit on the force. This, I came real close to turning in my gun and patch watching this vid. Guys, what are you doing? Sipping margies out of assholes. Whose idea was this? How? Oh, dude, people, it's like, why would you do it, first of all? And I am going to kink shame. Don't drink drinks out of people's bums. Please. Let's have a little bit of decorum when we were at the Rodeo Mexican restaurant, please. As we reported, Joe couldn't get the funnel to work. Oh, so there was going to be a funnel involved. As we reported, Joe couldn't get the funnel to work as they partied at Rodeo Mexican restaurant in Waycrest, Georgia. So he tossed it and did it the OG way, right in the booth. Wait, was he going to funnel the margarita into his mouth? And he's like, guys, blockage in the funnel. Second best option. Let me guess, Joe, is it to just drink it out of the cup? Shut up, please. No, it is not. I'm obviously going to pour it into Mary's asshole, and I will drink it from there. Thank you. Boyette turned himself in Monday, and Sweat turned herself in a day later. Not a great last name, if I had to sort of choose one for myself. Cops have not been able to identify the restaurant staffer who gave them the funnel. I'm sorry. What? So he didn't even bring the funnel? Someone at the restaurant said, hey, here's a funnel. Do with it what you will. Put it into any orifice. I'm not going to suggest mouth. Here you go, here's a funnel, and I'm going to leave the orifice in which this funnel gets stuffed up to all of you. All right, guys. Appetizers will be out in 5 minutes, okay? And if you need anything else, just hit the buzzer. Thank you guys so much. Awesome. Love that. If you need someone to film, just let me know. Okay, guys. Thanks so much. I'll tell you what, these guys better be tipping well. Because I just had to film these two people funnel and chug a margarita out of a human's asshole. 20% tip minimum. Thank you. Police say another clip shows Sweat exposing her breasts and Boyette putting her left nipple in his mouth while she grabs his head and pulls him closer. What the fuck are you guys doing at this goddamn Mexican restaurant? Oh, the restaurant had to put out a statement. We recently became aware of an inappropriate incident that took place in our restaurant. We want to make it clear that such behavior is completely unacceptable and does not reflect our values or mission to provide a family-friendly dining experience. We're taking this matter very seriously and are conducting a thorough investigation in collaboration with the authorities. Any employees found to be involved will face appropriate action. We are committed to maintain the highest standards and ensuring a safe and enjoyable environment for all of our guests. Thank you for your understanding, continued support. Sincerely, Rodeo Mexican restaurant. Good thing that they didn't in detail describe what the incident was in there. And in the meantime, if our customers could avoid booth 17 while we have it deep cleaned. I do find it weird sometimes where there are certain things where people come out and they go, hey, we just want to let you know, we don't stand by this. You know what? At no point did I think that the family-friendly Mexican restaurant would be in support of titties out, nipples in mouths, margaritas up butts, butt chugging. Do you feel like it's getting weirder? And it doesn't seem to just be the internet. The internet is certainly on its own sort of time. You know how like there's people years and then there's dog years? The internet seems to be on dog years where, you know, things are just happening too quickly and they're bleeding out now into just regular life. Who films themselves? What type of person do you think you have to be to pregame and premeditate going to a restaurant to chug a margarita out of someone's ass? I just feel like I'm not even going to pop a shoey, let alone a booty brew. Drinking out of a shoe is already, if someone takes their shoe off, their sweaty fucking shoe, fills it with a drink, and they're going to drink it. And meanwhile, these guys are popping out a fanny funnel. Okay, guys. I was a skeptic at first. I'm starting to think Baba Vanga might be right. Think 2025 could mark the point where it starts to ramp down at a rate that is too fast and uncontrollable. Things have gotten too weird, too fast. So much so that, guys, I don't know if you know this, but it's starting to influence politics. I know, strange, weird, right? No one saw that coming. But for real though, you didn't see a Japanese political candidate stripping on national television for votes, did you? Did you? You thought I was talking about Trump stuff. No, wasn't. Uchino Ayari. She's got campaign theatrics Trump wishes he had. Where she started to undress on a broadcast, and she even was asking viewers if they thought she was sexy, and then invited them to add her on the messaging app Line, promising to respond to each message personally. Now, I don't know if that's... I mean, first of all, at very 2024, that's someone who realizes that people who claim they vote based on policy, they don't really. You know what I mean? They're reading headlines and they're making inferences about stuff. But this chick, she's come in and she said, you know what? You know who's underrepresented in politics? Incels. It does feel a little bit like an incel targeted campaign, no? Where it's like, hey, peep this. Pretty sexy, right? Yes. Also, add me online. If you message me, yes, I will respond back. No, it will not be an AI. Promise. And then just lots of people being like, I saw you on the TV. You're so sexy. And then it responds back by saying, like, you know, you've used all of your GPT-4 tokens. Please come back at 1:35 p.m. Dead giveaway. After unbuttoning her blouse, Miss Uchino delivered the rest of her speech in a nude-colored tube top. The political stunt quickly became the talk of the town. Clips of the unconventional speech spread like wildfire, garnering over 4 million views and counting on X. One post which features only images has over 18 million views. I mean, the methods, questionable. The outcome, undeniable. Oh, man, this nut. Hey, before we get out of here, I wanted to take you to San Francisco really quickly, where justice went full frontal in the Castro last week when 2 nudists took down a man attacking a tourist on the street. The Naked Samaritans Pete Safera and Lloyd Fishback were letting it all hang on July 2nd, strolling through the neighborhood when they spotted a crazy kind of pirate guy threatening a man with a blowtorch. Imagine third partying that scenario. You round the corner and there is a man. There are 2 fully nude men about engaging with another man who looks like a pirate, who has a blowtorch, who is about to attack a 4th separate human being. Just let that sink in. I've stumbled on a movie set. How am I supposed to process that? A video from the scene shows onlookers snag the blowtorch just before the attacker starts to punch the tourist. Petros Fanagakis, owner of the nearby Aegon Delights, Said the attacker threatened to burn the tourist's face. Jesus Christ. My buddy Lloyd is a quiet, respectful guy, Safira said, but he didn't waste any time and nailed the guy with a right hook. There is a video. Okay, this is just, okay. It's just as crazy as you think. Imagine being confronted. Okay, there are two naked men trying to cover their penises. A full-blown Disney-style pirate. Another guy runs in, grabs the blowtorch. Pirate guy punches a random man in the face. Nude man unsheaths penis. Gets both fists ready. Clocks pirate man in the face. Nude man, pirate man fall over. Both of them get up. Maybe the reality of the situation hits them. I'm fully nude. My friend over here fully nude. You're a pirate. We're having this engagement. There was a blowtorch involved. Everyone gets up and just sort of walks their separate ways. I think the punch really knocked some sense into him, and the fall into the new guy. Everyone just went, what are we doing? What are we doing here? And then everyone went home. Fishback followed up the punch with an underhand smack to the face, after which the attacker just walked away. Shirts 0, skins 1. Hell yeah, to whoever wrote this article. Severa, who emphasized that Fishback is the hero, said he and at least 2 other people called the police as the incident unfolded. Fishback declined to comment for this story as the nudist values his privacy. God, excuse me, please. Excuse me, please. Do not try to interview me, okay? As I've come in and heroically saved the day, fully nude, on a public street, in broad daylight. I'm clearly a man who values his privacy. Clearly. Yes, you see my fully unsheathed nude penis. My buttocks. The hair, the nips, everything on full show. I am clearly a man who values his privacy. Thank you. Thank you so much. A spokesperson for the San Francisco Police Department identified the suspect as 38-year-old Zero Tribal. He's suspected of assault with a deadly weapon and remains in county jail, according to official records. Nearby business owners said Tribal has a history of causing problems in the Castro. He's a known problem in the neighborhood. Oh, you mean crazy pirate Tribal? Yeah, that's pirate Tribal, dude. Don't get near that guy. He'll try to burn you with his blowtorch. It's a whole big thing. All right, just leave him alone. He asks you for like a gold coin. It's best to ignore him. Bennett said Tribal entered her store, Cliff's Variety, several years ago and began shouting at employees and throwing merchandise at them. She added that the nearby Castro County Club obtained a restraining order against Tribal in March 2021, but opted not to renew it because it was too costly. Wait, sorry. Does a restraining order cost money? Okay, so there's no fee here. What about in San Francisco? California courts can impose a fee between $435 and $450 circa 2024 to file for a restraining order without alleging violence, stalking, or threats of violence. So they've just sort of seen him in the area and gone, I'm not putting up with this shit. The pirate with the blowtorch? No, thank you, dude. Pay the $450. I never want him in here. Brandon Stanton, manager of the Castro County Club, said Tribal threatened to burn down the building and kill the club's executive director when they offered him support services. The club is a sober community center. You took okay. They said, you know what? Oh, God, the $400 is just so expensive. It really is. Yeah. Sorry, what? What did he threaten to do? Oh, he threatened to burn our business to the ground and kill our executive director. Yeah. But that $400, it's just so much, you know? Yeah. So we're not going to renew that. It's completely unfair to a community when one person can hold it hostage, Bennett said. Supervisor Raphael Madelman, whose district includes the Castro, said business owners have every right to be frustrated that Tribal comes to menace their neighborhood. Yes, we have a blowtorching pirate on the loose. Please do something about this. The tourist who was attacked in the video has not yet been identified, but is believed to be a Brazilian man named Leo, according to Safira. I hate seeing tourists experience that kind of stuff, Safira said, adding that he wants to normalize nudity in the famously LGBTQ+ neighborhood but has been met with pushback. Wait, is he tacking in like his nudist thing now? Over the years we've been doing this, we've tried to show the neighborhood that we're regular people. We just have a relaxed idea of what we're supposed to wear. We just want to be seen as good, contributing members of the community. Okay, he really tried. Oh, yeah. You know what? Hats off to him. He did. That's technically called newsjacking. And so what he's done there is he's hijacked the story about, well, not really, because the story was about him, wasn't it? And he's like, you know what? Look, clearly you can see that two nude men walking down the street are not the problem here. It's men dressed like pirates who wield blowtorches, okay? Can you believe that all of this is happening in the same small place? Seeing what's more confronting to see on the street, like if you're not prepared for it, let's say you round a corner, podcast question of the week. Put this in the comments, DM it to me, fill out the poll on Spotify, or email oneweirdpodcast@gmail.com. What's more confronting? You round a corner, broad daylight, man dressed as a pirate with a blowtorch, or two fully nude men? I'm just mulling this over myself. Which one do I find more confronting? The nudity itself is confronting, but I genuinely would be more concerned about the man dressed as a pirate wielding a blowtorch. Because two fully nude men, while confronting to see in broad daylight, pretty vulnerable, you know? That's two men in a pretty vulnerable position. You know, you can see where to kick and punch. The balls. I'm talking about the balls. That's right. That's how you... Newsflash, guys. That's how you disarm anyone of any size. Go for the balls. This isn't self-defense advice. Don't sue me, thank you. Yeah, the nudity more confronting, but guy dressed as pirate wielding blowtorch, that's going to be more of a cause for concern for me, if I'm honest. Because you're dressed as a pirate, so like I already feel like you've got a pirate sort of mentality about you. You know, swashbuckling, looting, a general air of violence, a sort of take no guff kind of attitude. I feel like a pirate would really give. And then a lit blowtorch, very scary, you know. And if he's chasing me, I can't run that fast. I can't run that fast or for very long. He's going to catch me. He's going to burn me. Two nude dudes, two kicks and I'm good. You know what I mean? Like if they were to become a threat, which I don't think they are because they've made themselves incredibly vulnerable. So that's where I stand, and I would love to know where you stand. oneweirdpodcast@gmail.com. Which is more confronting? It's got to be the nude dudes. Just because you very rarely expect to see one, let alone two nude people in public when you're in public. You know, public is very much one of those non-nude zones, generally. So I feel like seeing nudity there, pretty confronting. But yeah, obviously, pirate with a blowtorch, terrifying. That's the scary thing. One is spectacle, the other one is like fear. You know, it'd be like, you know, those videos that you see. Remember those like clown videos that went viral a long time ago on social media? It was just people dressing up as clowns, just standing in places at nighttime to spook people. And they weren't even, I'm not even talking about like the prank ones where they film it. They were just people out there doing it because that's what they wanted to do. That's terrifying. Wow. I just feel like we've learned so much about ourselves today on this episode. You know, the state of the world, where we're at as sort of people. I think we've really hit all of the key points. You know, we know who we are, what we're capable of, and what's coming in the future. And then also, you know, chugging a margarita out of someone's asshole. So we've really covered the gambit today. You know, broad, a broad sort of spectrum of topics on this show that that I'm going to be honest with you, each time I go to collect stories for, make notes for, or plan shows out, I am generally thinking to myself, like, got a bit lowbrow last time. Let's you know, come on now. Let's be a little bit more. Let's have a little bit more decorum when it comes to the topics that we're selecting for the show, please. Okay. Dream scrolling, that kind of stuff, and how people have, like, on average, $45,000 worth of shit that they wish that they could buy just sitting in their shopping carts right now across various sites. We'll talk about that at a different date. But, you know, and then sometimes you just sort of, you think, you know, fuck it. It's Friday. Let's make podcasting audio again. And you find some stories that really sort of bring you back to the place that you were, I guess, trying to not get out of, but just sort of saying, like, you know, we've done the chuckle gross amount stuff, and now let's refine our palate a bit more. And then where did we find ourselves? Well, butt chugging and swinging dicks in public. So that's going to do it for this episode. I appreciate you coming and hanging out. And, you know, hey, if you've got any weird but wonderful articles, news snippets, stories, findings, tales of your own even. Tale as old as time, even if you've got one, shoot me an email, oneweirdpodcast@gmail.com. And if you want to keep up to date with me, you can find me at my pixel persona on Instagram and TikTok, or One Weird Podcast on Instagram and TikTok for the show. You can subscribe to the YouTube, get yourself the video version of this show. Not this week. Am I right? Because we've made podcasting audio again. youtube.com/@weirdbutwonderful. This episode will also be on there. There just won't be a video for it. So sorry about that if you are a video viewer. But what you could do in the meantime, chuck a rating and review on iTunes and Spotify or wherever you get podcasts, because that actually matters. And hey, this was, you know what? I had so much fun doing this. Let's do it again next week.